r/AskReddit by Redmond Dtes. What's the dumbest thing you've been fired for? Walmart, 2009. I was on my cell phone. In the break room. On my lunch break. I got fired once for having emergency gallbladder surgery. We had a phone deposition with HR and the unemployment judge. After they explained, when I was fired, the judge asked them why they didn't offer me FMLA. They said, he didn't ask. The judge said, it's your job to offer him FMLA. You're lucky he didn't sue you. Unemployment approved. I refused to lie under oath in a deposition. I got fired for reporting the daycare I worked at to the state for blatant violations and providing photo evidence. That facility got shut down shortly after. A coworker saw me injecting myself in the stomach with insulin and fired me for injecting drugs while at work. Was supposed to send a rejection letter after a failed job interview to someone I knew, but waited a few days so he could have a good weekend. Requesting to have my desk moved after the person who sat behind me shot me with a pellet gun. I took a coffee mug home from the office kitchen on a Friday. Got a call from HR on Saturday asking me to come in for an emergency meeting and was fired on the spot. Turns out, I was seen by security walking out with company property, the coffee mug from the office kitchen. Later I was able to prove it was my personal mug and was offered my job back, but I declined to return. Growing a beard as a cashier at a gas station. I was 91 days away from qualifying for pension through my work and was fired with 90 days severance, so they wouldn't have to pay. Did you sue? Nope. I was specifically told that where I live, they have the right to fire over anything, so I didn't pursue it. I did eventually qualify for my pension due to a change of laws though, so it worked out thankfully. While working in the produce section of a grocery store in Iowa, someone heard me talking about stocking cherries, which in their mind was stalking cherries, and the next thing I knew, me and the produce manager were outside, and he offered me a ride home because my parents were working. I walked home, and randomly someone threw a McDonald's cheeseburger at me and hit me in the back of my leg. Weird day. Got fired for having pneumonia. Remember when Dwyane Wade won the finals versus the Mavericks way back in the day single-handedly? Yeah, I was watching in the men's room the whole game. And yet got fired. Edit, worth it. Worked at a bar and got fired for not IDing a clearly 60-year-old woman for a glass of wine during a holiday evening rush by myself. She just looked 60, she was a 20-year-old crackhead. Not being available to work during my approved vacation. Got fired for being a no-show no-call. The manager lied and said I never contacted her and was shaking like a leaf. Went to the owner and said here's my outgoing call to get the day before saying I had the fever and chills, etc. It was my phone record showing I called the manager's number and a 90-second call. 2 weeks later they confirmed that wasn't the only thing she was lying about, and they offered me my manager's job. I said, only if they gave me her 8 and benefits. They said they couldn't do that, and I wouldn't budge. I drove back to the business and shook hands and they were apologetic, but I hated that job anyway. I got fired for being too slow. This by the owner, who would pull his guy friends into his office to BS with him for half the day. F you dude. My hair. I'm a white woman with very curly big blonde natural hair. I straightened it for the interview. First day of work, I showed up with my natural hair. I understand that this can be considered a bait and switch to some, but please remember that straightening my hair every day is very damaging. The owner and lawyer I was working with instantly grimaced at my hair and commented on it, telling me to get it under control. The next day, I put it in a bun and pinned it back. I showed up to work and she gave a look of disgust at my hair and told me it was fine. Then the next morning, I was fired. I can only ascertain the reason. Was planning to go straight from work to camping on a Friday, so I had my truck all packed up. Boss saw my sealed bottle of whiskey in the front seat and canned me over it for having alcohol at work. He had a grudge for some reason. That's all folks. Thank you for watching. If you like videos like this one, why not like and subscribe for more. Have a nice evening.